Okay, here is round 1, game 3. Opponent starts off with 11 minutes to my 3 on the timer. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be timing out here, but then he waits a few minutes. Not sure why. And what I did is I put in all my bears. I put in Glorious Charge, and the idea is if I'm going to win this game in 3 minutes, what I've got to do is I've got to get down a bunch of weenies and just hit. And for a while, that worked out all right. That's not a play that I mind, and instead of getting in for 1 here, I really get the board developed. If he stalls out, really do have a chance here. So I get an Arbor Elf and a Flint Hoof Boar out, and basically I'm sacrificing 1 damage, and that 1 damage is probably not going to stop anything because I'm getting out an extra 1 next turn. But then here it is, it all gets stopped. The Guardians come down, and he's got a ring, and with that combination, instead of me just bouncing into him, hitting for 3 each turn with the board the way it is, I'll have 1 turn, and then suddenly my elves aren't going to be able to get in. I've got my own ring, but it isn't going to help because first of all, this turn I have 1 too few mana to equip it, and if I equip it to an elf, then and he's just going to build up his guardians just as fast as I build up my elf, and so I'm still only getting in for very little. It's as much as I could hope for at this point, but I'm already down a minute, and I haven't hit him for a point of damage. The board's developed as much as I could possibly hope, but it isn't going to work out because he still has some plays. He didn't hit his 4th mana, but here I've got this attack, and I feel like it's time to go for it. My only play that I can make is a Timberpack Wolves, so I don't need the Arbor Elves to hang back, and the Arbor Elves aren't going to die to anything except for the War Falcon, and I would certainly trade, although I'm thinking that the Flint Hoof Boar is what's going to get eaten here. And that's just what happens, so I only get in for 2. It's still, we're at a minute and a half now. It's not horrible. He has no plays, but he's now a 1/5, which means my big guy's not getting through, so I'm only getting through for 2. And then once again he pulls off this Serpent's Gift, which he obviously liked against me. So here's my board now. I can develop it as much as possible, but his 2/6 becomes a 3/7, becomes a 4/8, and I'm just too much up against the clock. If I wasn't up against the clock, maybe I have a chance to be patient and pull this out and let my own ring, counteract his. But now he's got 2 walls, and I got 45 seconds. So I play it out. I can't think of any out that I possibly have, but, what if I got to hit with all that? And the Glorious Charge, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 19 points in 1 strike. Should he miss blockers? Pacified by Baloth, So I'm sure he's holding on to that for a useful target, and he was in perfectly fine shape the entire time. He doesn't have to attack. Why would he? So I'm getting hosed by a deck that probably wasn't as good as mine, but I played poorly against it. So kudos to this guy. He certainly played it out fine. I played it down to the last second, just let the time run out, and that's it. I lost, so I'm on to round 2 with a losing record. This is a Swiss tournament.